Hello again, I am Blunty, currently having a crisis of faith, or crisis of conscience, or just crisis of, hey, there's this guy who just keeps lying and lying and lying and lying and lying, and he's a big fat liar, 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 pants on fire. In fact, he's so many pants is on fire that he has to have pants specially shipped in from some special fireproof pants factory, so every time he opens his mouth, he doesn't burst into flames. I talk, of course, of Sean Murray of Hello Games. You'll remember No Man's Sky. Something fell down. The ghost of Sean Murray's honesty is haunting me, because his honesty died many, many years ago, you see, because he's a liar. You remember when No Man's Sky... You'll remember No Man's Sky, right? You remember how that launched? Remember how disastrous that was? You remember what a cluster effort was? You remember how just enraged we all were and just disappointed we were in this amazing game as described by Sean Murray never appeared? We got something crippled in its place. Just some version of the game that was just so far away from what was described to us when we're asked to put down our pre-order money. And, this is one of those big games that sort of kicked off a whole wave of never, ever, ever pre-order. Well, there was another update that came out like a year ago or so, I guess. And I gave that another go because I thought, well, I already paid full price for this game. It was so tragically broken and bullshit on launch that I never got my money's worth out of it. I'll give it another go. And it was better. It still wasn't good, but it was better. Not enough. So, in a couple of days' time, there is another update. An update, and I read here from their post on Steam where they released the trailer for it, or two different trailers. Beyond, and that's what they're calling this update, is the culmination of 12 months' work on what was originally going to be 3 large separate updates. The more we got into development, however, the more these individual pieces started to coalesce and become interdependent on one another. Virtual reality is cool and a major undertaking for a procedure-generated universe, but virtual reality becomes all the more enjoyable and immersive when you're playing with friends, be they in VR or not. That's one of the big things in this update. There's a whole bunch of gameplay changes and new crafting things where you can cook stuff and ride on animals and, tame mounts, I guess, and crap like that. But VR is kind of the big thing that's got some people excited, and me in particular, because as much saltiness as I have about this game and Sean Murray, who is the author of this post I'm reading here, by the way, it's signed Much Love Sean, which roughly translated from lying douchebag means, ha 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 ha, I sleep on a bed of your money, and there's nothing you can do about it now. Jerk-offs, Sean. If that even is his real name, we don't really know, do we? Could be George for all we know. He's a demonstrable, habitual liar. You cannot trust Sean Murray, ever. Bringing the social multiplayer enhancements we wanted to make together with VR seemed not only desirable and natural, but unstoppable, allegedly. Remember that everything you see in our launch trailer can be experienced in VR if you have a headset. Well, I mean, if you believe Sean Murray and you have a VR headset. Really. We'll be telling you a little more about some of the other elements of Beyond very soon. Well, I should hope so, because it launches in a couple of days. Why aren't you telling us now? Surely it's finished, isn't it? It's ready, isn't it, Sean? Beyond is not only our biggest update to date, allegedly, but it also feels like our most important. It feels like all the different strands of the game have come together and unified the experience more than any other update before it. So you're saying the game is finally finished? Is that what you're saying, Sean? A few years after launch, you're finished, are you? Is the game actually ready to be playable yet? You lying douchebag. The community helped, well, what community was left? What community was willing to put up with your lying bullshit ways, Sean? The community has helped us get to this point in so many ways. Your feedback, encouragement. I encourage you to go F yourself, Sean. And support fuels us and makes us strive for more and better every day. Notice no mention of being more honest every day. It's something you should try, Sean. It is never easy when the standard you set for us and we set for... Well, the standards we set for you? How about honesty? Is that a difficult standard to reach? So ambitious. Yeah, honesty is really ambitious, Sean. It's never easy when the standards... I didn't intend this video to go this way, but I can't stop taking pot shots at him, because he's such a liar. It is never easy when the standards you set for us and we set for ourselves are so ambitious, but the highs certainly outweigh the lows, and it is a privilege to be on this roller coaster with you. Lies, 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 lies. Oh, disappointment and lies. Oh, lies, 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 lies. Oh, disappointment and lies. And that roller coaster, is that the one you're talking about, Sean? That might be my favourite pot shot yet. It's always good when you get a little theatre in as well, right? Sean Murray's a liar. This is another step on our journey, and our journey continues, he says, preemptively striking out in front of people who say, well, the game's still not finished, incomplete. Well, the journey's still continuing. Yeah, is it what you promised yet? Because it wasn't last time I played it. All the time before that. All the time before that. Snark aside, No Man's Sky does feel like a really exciting thing to play in VR. And like I said before when I was talking about the first update, I have already spent my money on it. It is currently half price on Steam. Do not spend your money on the promises of this update. If you haven't bought the game already and you're interested because it's in VR and you thought, well, that's pretty exciting. There's nothing else like that in VR, and there really isn't. Don't. It'll be on sale for at least another week and a half or so. I think at the 22nd, I think the sale ends. So just wait and see what people's reactions to this update are. Don't give me your money until you're absolutely sure it's not another big old steamroller of, not steamroller. What's the other one? The bucket on the front. I'm no good with industrial equipment, apparently. The big truck with the thing on the front that pushes things. Not a snowplow, but like a snowplow, but for dirt. That thing. Definitely not a steamroller, because that flattens stuff out. Nouns. My head's just it doesn't hold on to nouns. I want to say steam shovel, but that's the scoopy one. They sometimes have one of the scoopy things on the back. Point is, a universe-sized sandbox, crafty, survival, base building, spaceship battle, kind of exploratory, creature chasing, killing, pet making, riding on kind of. All this stuff sounds like fantastic fun and do in VR. And the fact that you can play it, they've got the big new multiplayer stuff, so you can play it with people with and without VR and things like that. And actually got no idea whether there's any crossplay in it. I've forgotten. Is there crossplay between the PC version and the PlayStation version yet? Because there's, that's two different kinds of VR there as well. And good luck, PlayStation VR people, with your wonky controllers. These things are awful. Just terrible. It's terrible. So yeah, I'll be giving it another go. I've already spent my money. It's not going to cost me anything but time. And just on the off chance that it is super fun, it's worth sort of checking out again, I think. Hands up. Who's going to check it out as well? Who bought it many years ago and was as salty as I was, or maybe even just half as salty as I was about it? And it's still sitting there in your Steam library or your PlayStation account, whatever. Hands up, who's going to give it another go for this update? And also a hello Blunty in the thing down below if you've got a VR headset and you're intending to give it a go. I'll probably play a mix of it because VR is sort of a pretty active thing, and I'm going to have room around me to grab it, and so might have to stand up or roll my desk or whatever it is. But playing with a mouse and keyboard or a controller even is a sort of more relaxed way to just grind out material gathering. So there's probably going to be a pretty good balance between the modes in which I give it a go if the game actually grabs onto me again. I'll probably start a fresh save file because I've forgotten everything I ever knew about the game, so I might as well start from scratch and go through the progression system again. Yeah, who's going to give it another go, despite Sean Murray having a reputation as being a gross and sleazy liar all of his livelong days? I don't know whether I'll stream it. If I do stream it, it probably won't be the VR version because while I can and have streamed VR, sometimes I find it's a bit difficult to watch for some people because, what you're seeing is on a screen where my head is pointing, and that can give people sort of vertigo sometimes with certain types of games and things like that I've found. So if we stream it, it'll be regular 2D screen sort of thing. But if you want me to, do a review or recap of what VR is like, let me know about that as well. But yeah, I just caught wind of it. I knew it was coming. I knew the update would come out. I knew the VR was coming, but I was flicking through some stuff today and I saw the news come through. Oh, it's already here. It's like in a couple of days. Didn't realize I was that close. I thought it was going to be later in the year, but yeah. So I just wanted to spout off about that today. Let me know in the down below. Meanwhile, thanks for watching. I'm Blunty, and I'll catch you next time.